You know what? Just when I'm starting to feel good about the Mets, just when I'm starting to feel good about them, oh boy, it seems like we're gonna have another Mets move coming up. Can't believe it. Christian Scott, the guy looks like he could be a potential ace, right? Potential ace. He had a phenomenal performance the other day. He was lights out. When was the last time you seen a guy look so sharp, so dominant, so confident? Jacob DeGrom, maybe a couple years ago. I mean, this guy is 24 years old, right? And right now, and you're probably wondering, why is this guy upset? I'm upset because he's not in our starting rotation. This guy is not in our starting rotation. I don't know. I hope somehow he makes it. But for him not to be penciled in is a travesty. It's a travesty. What the hell is going on? I know David Stern, and I'm thinking David Stern has to be confident. He has to feel we have some talent in the minors, because if he's not signing a Montgomery or Snell, he's got to feel confident in these guys. He's got to feel confident in Vassell. He's got to feel confident in Scott, uh, Dominic Hamill. All these guys he's got to feel confident in. But Christian Scott looks like he should be on the opening day roster. He really should. You're telling me you're going to give that spot to Tyler McGill? No, no. Kodai Senga is not even in the rotation. Carlos Mendoza actually took a swipe at McGill, saying, "You only made it because of the injury to Kodai Senga." You know, there is no reason why a Christian Scott should not be going with the Major League Baseball team. Drop a comment right now. The guy's going to be 25 years old, Christian Scott. He's going to be 25 in July. He is ready now. He is ready now. And it's not like we have a stacked rotation where you're bumping Adrian Hauser off. I don't give a damn about Adrian Hauser. Adrian Hauser was brought here to eat up innings, all right? You got a couple guys in the beginning of the rotation, Luis Severino, Manaya, who look like they've got good stuff. But you have room for a future ace. You always have room on your staff for a future ace, all right? Okay, that's my introduction. If you're a passionate baseball fan, you gotta subscribe, because there's gonna be a lot of videos to come. And you know what? You know, I just can't. I'm looking at Christian Scott. I'm like, I haven't seen this guy. I haven't seen much of this guy. I've heard about him last year. Obviously, yeah, he had good numbers last year, but I've never really seen him. And I mean, watching him the other day, the guy was filthy. Filthy. He's going up against the Major League Marlins roster, and the guys, the opposing batters, Birdie, and all these other guys in the lineup, they are taking little league swings. I mean, I don't know what do you call the slurve? The amount of movement. I mean, a la like Jeff Nelson from 20, 30 years ago, you could see this ball move across your freaking TV screen. This is how much movement, how dynamic Christian Scott was. And I know I saw on Twitter the windup, or, it's reminding guys of Zach Wheeler. I mean, this is a guy you bring north with you. This is a guy you bring north. And I hope they're going to make the right decision. I hope he's going to come up north. But what kind of sense does it make? I hear people saying, well, he's going to come up in June. He's going to come up in July. Kodai Senga is out right now. We're hoping Kodai Senga comes back in June, right? We're hoping Kodai Senga. Wouldn't you want this guy to get 2 months under his feet and then have Kodai Senga come back? You have Christian Scott with 2 months under his belt with MLB experience, developing, getting better. I mean, don't you want to make a run? There is no reason. And you can't tell me financials, because we have Steve Cohen. The guy's already going to be 25 years old. So it's not like, oh, you want to keep him from age 22 to age 28. No, the guy is already older. He is already an older guy. He should be starting in the majors now. Now. Let him learn. Let him develop. It seems like the guy is ready right now. He can continue on the trajectory. I mean, it's just, I was like, okay, let's watch Christian Scott. Let's see how he looks on TV. Oh my God, he pitched every single test. The guy is composed. He looks angry out there. He looks like I deserve to be here. This is my time. This is my time. You're not, and then he's throwing at the not throwing at the hitters, but obviously when he's pitching, you can see how confident he is. He exudes confidence. I think of a guy like Steven Matz a couple years ago when he came up in 2016 or 2017. The guy, they're raving about his stuff, but you could see how the guy didn't have confidence, like how rattled he got when they got a hit. He was putting his head down, getting mad. This guy, no, he doesn't seem like that. He is a guy I would definitely want on my team right now. I hope that Scott's development and the way that the baseball pitching lab has worked with his pitches, I hope to God that, this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. Obviously, we have a lot of guys. And now, if you look at Mets circles, Mets fans, they're talking about all the names. Oh my God, Mike Vassell, Brandon Sprout, all these guys now everybody's talking about. And, I hope to God that, we're going to have like really almost a renaissance of Mets pitching because we have a lot of young guys. It's not old guys like 10 years ago, or even 5 years ago, a couple years ago, recently, Joey Lucchesi, Tyler McGill has like years and years to develop. No, you got a bunch of young guys banging at the door saying, hey, if you don't want that major league spot, I'll take it. I'll take it. Dominic Hamill, he literally had a conversation with David Stern saying, it's my time. I want to be there this year. Jet Williams, I want to be there this year. Not only do you got guys with talent, you got guys who aren't afraid of the major leagues, and you got guys who want to be there now. They don't want to be, obviously, everybody, it's good to be developed, but these guys want to be in the major leagues now. And I like that attitude because that means these guys are going to fight for a job. It's not going to be like last year in 2023 when everybody gave up midseason and you had the old, Verlanders and Scherzers and all these rich millionaires, who had to be catered to. No, these guys are going to be young. They're going to be hungry. And that's why I love to go north with a guy like Christian Scott. It just sends such a good message to the young kids. Say, hey, you know what? If you perform like Christian Scott, if you dominate, and if you had the season Scott did, you're going to get promoted. You're going to get promoted. Okay, I don't know how the 40-man roster is situated right now in terms of the last couple guys, but hey, he's a guy you got to make it work. You got to make it work, David Stearns. I don't care what you need to do. This guy it looks all world talented, and you can't tell me that, you want to develop him for some more time. I hear that he's ready for this year. What's the sense of bringing him up in June, July? If we're serious about making a playoff push, you want to have these first couple months for him to get his feet wet, right? Am I crazy? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe it's absurd, but I'm shocked he's not a shoo-in. Shocked. Okay, now it does make more sense seeing all these guys why you wouldn't invest $40-50 million in a Jordan Montgomery for 1 year. That's including the tax bill. Or Blake Snell. These guys in their 30 years old. They're in their 30s already. You want these young pitchers who are on your timeline, right? And it seemed like David Stearns has pulled back the timeline. So that's my quick rant about Christian Scott. I want the guy to come up to the major leagues. Oh my God. It just seems so obvious. I didn't know. I'm just so shocked about how ready the guy is. I was expecting him, maybe his control's not there. Maybe he's got to tweak pitches. No, he's got control. He's got velocity. His slider has the nastiest movement that I've seen on TV, at least in a while. So, like I said, call me crazy, but I think we could use a guy like Christian Scott on our rotation right now. So, all right. Well, that's my quick rant. Like, subscribe. We got some interesting Mets content to come. We got the season coming up soon. So, All right, I will speak to you very soon. Thank you for all the comments. I appreciate you. I appreciate the back and forth. Remember, I'm not. We're not always going to agree with each other. That's the beauty of it. So keep liking, subscribing, all the good stuff. I will speak to you very, very soon. Later. Let's go, Mets.